It's time for Hollyberry, my friends, here in today's episode and topping and biscuit guide. I'm certainly excited to circle back to this one here for you, and I hope you are too. Now, with that, if you got questions or comments throughout today's episode, let me know, and if you enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. Today, we will be going through Hollyberry Cookie. We'll give you the biscuits, we'll give you the toppings. We're going to go for a run with Hollyberry as well, and plenty of other tips and tricks along the way. Thank you for tuning in. As always, let's get to it here because you can find those timestamps down below. And let's get going. All right, Hollyberry Cookie here is a defense cookie, a frontliner. Now, Hollyberry has been used very, very heavily in CookieRun Kingdom throughout the life cycle so far the last few years of the game. Now, what you'll notice is Hollyberry is also missing some soul gems, so looking forward to that hopefully in the future, and again, doing another guide for you on Hollyberry maybe at that point in time. Now, a couple things about Hollyberry here. You can see what mine looks like. Power levels lower because of the defense-oriented type cookie. She is a tank and a beast at that one. So, a couple things about her moveset here. We got Oath on the shield. So, lets out a war cry. A little late at 17 seconds. It's got quite a bit of cooldown. Let out a war cry here of Fury. Hollyberry Cookie charges forward and becomes a shield to her cookie allies, absorbing a portion of the damage they take, excluding periodic and indirect damage. So keep that in mind. While her damage focus is active, she will reduce crit received by her allies and herself and gain a stack of Seed of Life for every crit hit she receives. Once she gains enough Seed of Life stacks, the Seed of Life will bloom into Berry of the Life, enhancing the succeeding skill. The cooldown for Hollyberry Cookie's first skill is reduced, allowing her to use it faster. Now, while Hollyberry Cookie is using her skill, she will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. Single hit damage at 350% plus, additional damage to targets immune to stun at 400% of attack. Damage ignoring damage resist to targets immune to stun 50%. Damage focus absorbs 35% of damage allies take for 9 seconds. So a lot of stuff is redirected to her. Crit resist for 35% for 9 seconds. Seed of Life, max HP plus 5%, blooms into the Berry of Life upon 15 stacks. Berry of Life adds 2 seconds of stun to the next skill's charge damage. Now, passive debuff resist at 30%. So still an incredible tank here. You can see her used often, still somewhat, I shouldn't say often, but still well enough in PvP, and a great cookie nonetheless to help support your cookies in their runs in PvE as well currently. So she has a lot to her, obviously, and a lot of things that we talked about there. So now let's get into the biscuits and the toppings and how you can think about it. So when it comes to Hollyberry, first and foremost, definitely get that legendary hard biscuit on her. A couple things here. Again, I don't have mine attuned. You certainly can do that. You can reset all that fun stuff. I am saving my crystals, yes. I'll just say it out there. Now, I do like to walk through these for new players, returning players, veterans, all that fun stuff. Couple key pieces around this. As you level this up, regardless, she's going to get much beefier because of the attack and the HP. The HP is going to fuel the survivability. The attack is certainly going to help those skills and damage that she's going to do. Now, a couple things that you can do here. Because that reset is very, very high, you can add in, if you wanted to, some cooldown. Now, you got 6% here, which could be pretty hefty across the board to help you reduce that cooldown, so I want to call that out. Certainly, survivability is key for her as well. You can be on that damage resist. You can add defense or more HP, certainly that attack like we talked about because of that scaling effect, or even think about damage resist bypass. She can still hit very hard already, and adding that damage resist bypass would certainly really hurt as well. So a couple things to think about. I would probably focus more again on that damage resist until a certain point. Depending on where you're at on your cookie, then you're going to want to start to think about some of those other skills or cooldown, or even more attack kind of a thing. So those are all very important things to consider as you're kind of building out your cookie. Now, when we look at mine, my damage resist already is at 32% there. We don't have any on the Beascuit. You could get that really, really high and make this cookie virtually immune. Now, the first one is that initial cooldown that I talked about is that 1 second, which is huge, my friends. Let's go ahead and talk about the toppings. So when it comes to the toppings here, you can definitely use resonant, the dragon ones here. Here you can see that ancient Hollyberry cookie can use these. I got some cooldown ones there I got to use for another cookie. However, you can do that. You could put cooldown here if you wanted to, but really what you want to be on is solid almond. So use the draconic ones. Resonant, definitely worth it for Hollyberry in particular as an example. And I got resonant topping guides for you here on the channel too on how to prioritize and maximize those too. You can check those out. So a couple of things with this one in particular, same thing as you kind of blend the two. And that's great to see that those statistics here, similar. Damage resist, definitely. Cooldown again. And then you also have that attack and HP and defense as well on some of those things. So that is kind of how I would think about it. You can get up to an additional almost 6 times 5, 30% around the board if you did get that perfect Beascuit and topping. But certainly very difficult. You can check those things out here on my channel because we calculate that for you, by the way. Almost impossible is what I say. So anyway, that is how you want to think about this as you work your way around. You can see mine here definitely needs more tuning as always, because that's what we need to do. So that is Hollyberry in a nutshell. Considerations on alternative ones if you wanted to. You can always mix. I know a lot of people like to do that. I like to stay on 5, particularly for solid almond. You could consider that attack. You could consider that cooldown as some other options, but solid almond is a solid option for you. All right, so let's go for a run here. 829. I love 829. Let's go ahead and edit this out. We're gonna grab Hollyberry here. You can check out our creme brulee and our PV topping guide here on the channel. Let's go for a run with Hollyberry. 208. Do you think she's gonna get through, my friends? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. As always. There's that first hit. Boom. Now, as you can see, 15 to 12 seconds. We need a lot more cooldown on our Hollyberry, by the way. There we go. Big hits, crit damage down. She's still bashing with the shields. There we are. Swag and merch available to you as well. Thank you, as always. Here we go. Get the big hit in. Boom. Right on through. Taking some damage. We need to get our ult off. There we go. Whew. That one makes me a little nervous on this run always because it can actually stun lock you. Uh-oh, here it comes. Boom. One big hit. 500 roasty damage right there to the end boss. Let's do it, Hollyberry. Let's do it. All right. So that is all she wrote for Hollyberry's story here today, my friends.
I'm so glad to have you around.
Me too, Hollyberry. Thank you. With that said, we covered Hollyberry Cookie's topping and Beascuit guide here for you. Gave you some tips and tricks, broke down the move set, covered a lot of key pieces here when it comes to Hollyberry's Oath on the Shield as well, and went for a run. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know because I'd love to hear from you as always. On top of that, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we grow this amazing community. And thank you to all of our members. We do have memberships available to you. It's a nice way to support the channel. Emotes, icons, priority response, other cool things. And on top of that, if you're looking for stuff, we got plenty of it through our affiliate links. Lots of great ways to stay connected as well with our at me, chat me, as I like to say, in our socials. Would love to see you in the Discord server and see what you think of Hollyberry and how Hollyberry's working out for you as well. When's that Soul Jam coming, my friends? Anyway, until next time, we'll see you again soon. Enjoy Hollyberry Cookie here and keep on running, my friends. Keep on running.